part two.
And this will also,
because this black guy is talking a lot of sense, right? And I think there may be a lot of African Americans or Africans who may be thinking this mentality about why is it that a lot of Polynesians have this negative attitude towards black Americans or Africans. It's got nothing to do with African Americans or Africans who, like Europeans. It's got nothing to do with those who are outside. It's more have to do with African Americans or Africans who are married to a Samoan or married to a Tongan. Then it becomes an issue because, for example, if the child grows up and does not look like Dwayne Johnson, for example, and just say he does look more, does take on more African features like Alex Tilia and Juju Schuster and all these other mixed black Samoans, then it becomes an issue. And what I mean is you find mockery towards certain features because in Samoa, even European, but I wouldn't say European gets as bad as black people. It's more of you're looking less Samoan, and a lot of Samoans cannot embrace it because for Samoans, in the Samoan way, it's like everything, like the culture and everything, it's like they don't want to go out their bubble. That's what I mean. They don't want to transform what is Samoan, what makes you Samoan, the looks, the features, everything about it. And this is why you get discrimination. It's not really racism, but I'll let them carry on.
So messing with your mind. They want to be buddy and chummy with the people who took their land from them. Let's say Samoans.
Nah, that's all lies. This idiot needs to study. This is when I do not like when black people make up lies. The Germans, yes, the Samoans did like them. You know why they liked the Germans? They did not go in there and try and change the Samoan history or the Samoan way. They did not do that. That's the reason why Samoans did like the Germans. But when the British came in, it was different. That's when the British tried to come in and try to make Samoa like the British. And because of that, what this idiot does not understand is that that's where the Mau movement began, where Samoans were starting to uprise against European rule. But see, you'll find that the Samoans, the American Samoa, did not do that, because the Americans too, like the Germans, actually allowed the Samoan and the chiefs of Samoa to rule Samoa the way they want to rule it. Okay, let's carry on.
White supremacists took their land from them, and they'll be cool with them, right? But you got a word for black people? Once again, I'm not saying all Samoans are that way. There may be some Samoans who are great people who would never even use a word or whatever about black people.
The word, but he doesn't not really understand the word Miauli. It actually comes from, I don't know where it really originated from, but I wouldn't be surprised if the first Polynesians went out to Fiji or even Australia or parts of Melanesia. They did look at them, and maybe the first word that came into their mind was black things. You know, look at those black things. That's all it means. It was because they never seen races that dark, and I'm talking about Papua New Guineans. They can be very dark, and I know black people might not like it when I say this, but maybe they did not think they were human, and that's why they said black thing. But I do not know. I might have to do more research on where the Miauli originated from.
They got some Samoans that love black people, right? But we're talking about those in a collective who have this attitude toward black people. Please explain to me, you other groups, how is it that you take issue with the people that never enslaved you, never stole your land, never stole your resources?
Shut up, mate. This is what I really hate about these black people. Fijians, black people, are they considered black? Are they considered African? Do they? what he does not realize in the history of Polynesia, and that's why Samoans hate Tongans the most. Then they hate Fijians second most. But the only problem is the Fijians were like how do you call it? They were like the bum boys or the slaves, or, you know, they used to kiss the ass of the Tongan peoples, the Tongan kings. And he does not even realize that yes, we Samoans were slaves, maybe not to Europeans, you idiot. We were enslaved to Tongans who are not white, and there were a lot of Fijians who came to our island, raped our women, stole our women, took them to the islands. There was, I do not know. They treated Samoans 10 times worse than you niggas did from white people.
Never colonized you, never enslaved you.
Yeah, not you.
Violated you.
Yeah.
Never did that.
And the funny thing is, the Germans did not do that to Samoans as well. In fact, I would tell you this. I think the beauty of Samoa was created by the Germans. When the Germans left, if you look at all the beautiful buildings in Samoa, it's all done by Germans. So for me, when I look at the history of the European who came into Samoa, even though it was really bad, but at the same time, it wasn't as bad as, just say, under the rule of the Tongan kings.
You have more issue with the people that didn't do any of that to you, and you want to be friends and hug up on the people that did that to you. When you really think about that, it doesn't make sense.
You know what doesn't make sense to you? I'm just telling you this. Is that you do not realize that the Germans, okay, actually looked at your Samoans, whether you want to believe it or not, as Aryans. They did not see us as Negroes. In fact, Samoans are the first coloreds to be part of the Nazi race. Think about that. That they were part of it and Jews were not.
But then you say, okay, this thing has to be multiple layers. Because, Dr. Francis Cress Welsing talked about the white supremacists fearing genetic annihilation through procreation with black people. But I would say Dr. Francis Cress Welsing, she was right on that. But I believe personally, in this stage of the game, and why most people had this reaction toward us, is that I believe all groups feel the same way. Because think about it. If you as a black person have a baby with a Samoan, that child can come out looking black.
Yeah, that's fact. That's very true. It is not making lies about that. This is the first black guy that I've seen that a lot of things that he's saying I agree with.
You a black person have a child with an Asian, that child can come out looking black. You have a child with an Arab, child with a East Indian, child with a white person, child with whoever. The child's going to come out looking black. Period. The child's not going to come out looking like them. So in their mind, they could be thinking genetic annihilation too. But even if that's the case,
I have to say,
even if that's the case,
this is the first black man that I met that does talk sense, and because of that, I can respect him. If I hear black or Europeans start talking sense like this guy, I will respect him. And he's right. That is the number one reason why a lot of Samoans have negative feelings towards black people. It's an erasure of features, because looking Polynesian is very important to a lot of Samoans. Not all, but it's very important. So he's correct. He's number one right about that point.
It still doesn't give them a pass on having words and feelings about black people. And I tell you other groups this. The moment black people find out that you got a certain word for us, or you don't like us like that, you know what happens after that? When the white supremacists attack you, we're like, well, that's people.